Welcome back to another episode of These Two Girls podcast with your hosts,
Candy
and Cheyenne. Here we are again. What's up?
Medea.
Same, sis. Same.
Yes, guys, we are still here, still making it work, still doing our video recording thing. Yeah, feeling it.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Oh boy, you're feeling it too, Shy, because you're back.
I'm back.
And I'm not forcing you.
The verdict is still out. Check me in another 2 episodes and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
So how you see, I have my hands down here because I feel like they're going to see my nails and be like, dang, she still got them same nails. She still got the same nails, girl. It's time to do your nails. Yes. Thank you.
That's none of their business.
But I guess you got to jump ahead of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's none of their business.
All right.
And are they paying for your nails?
See, this is what I like, Shine.
People who, even if it's not this,
going to keep us
anybody that
grounded.
sees you and has a comment about your nails, hand me the money.
Run us some coins.
Okay, matter of fact, my nail girl just raised her prices, so don't come at me. Hand me the money then if you want to.
Because I'm supposed to be going to your girl now.
Yeah. All right, we talk about that later.
Okay. Because I really like.
Yeah, I really like it too.
This is your real nail.
These are my real nails. With a hard structured gel, it's called, over it. But she done up the price.
Let me tell y'all,
it's rough.
Shy went from these no nail having, no color on them, nothing, to now she got nails.
But I always wanted
to do this.
I always wanted nails, but I always get like acrylic or some kind of extension or whatever. But these are my nails that have grown. And they're kind of in a protective style, right? For my nails.
Good.
Yeah, the hard gel thing is really cool. But I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to afford these. I'm not getting that doctor's salary yet, and she over here charging. I mean, she does really good work, but yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
What else? What's new? What's new with you?
Still trying to get those things on my bucket list accomplished.
Right. We're outside carefully.
Well,
I mean, that kind of brings us into our topic for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I was thinking about how we were literally a year ago from now when it was really in the heights of the pandemic, and how we were on lockdown basically. And what you remember at the beginning, like in March and in April, when it really, really started, there was all these wellness webinars and things like that to kind of help people cope, which was really good because it really was a shock for some people to really have to lock in. But there was a lot of talk about in this time you need to be productive, start a business,
become a millionaire,
get that weight loss going, get your mental health together. What else? What other things were they saying?
If you don't come out of this with more bags,
a new skill, or whatever, and
a
it
new
was
degree.
Yeah. And it was a lot of
Yeah.
expectation placed on an unfamiliar situation where and an uncomfortable situation, right? And then there was also the other side of it where there were people who were like, nuh-uh, you do not need to have this all together in this time.
Right.
And, you can relax. It's okay if you're still in your pajamas at 5 p.m. Because, this is different. So my question to you is, which one were you? Did you feel the need to like, oh my God, I need to maybe this is a good time for me to accomplish some things? Or did you feel like, nah, I'ma stay in bed?
So I think it was a little bit of both. I think I started out with just trying to follow that trend of trying to do something.
Okay.
But COVID had hit me really hard mentally. I think I was dealing with a couple different things that were going on new in my life, and I just couldn't process it all. Like I missed my being out.
Right.
I missed my friends. I missed, because I was very, very social before.
Butterfly,
Yeah, so I wasn't in my house.
Right.
And now
You're forced.
I'm forced to be in my house. My peoples are getting on my nerves. It was just a lot. So I felt like, you know what, let me just relax. And I also felt bad that I couldn't think of certain things, right? Because I have an organization outside of everything else. And like I was drawing blanks on everything. Like there were no ideas. I didn't know how to navigate that whole COVID virtual thing regarding that. So that was also depressing for me. Like people come to me for ideas. I am a creative bank, and I was pulling nothing.
Okay.
And that was like, dang, am I really a creative? Because I can't think of anything. And I was like, God, did you take away my, I really was, it was really very depressing for me to know that I couldn't think of anything on how to help my organization or anything else. So those things really had bothered me during that time. But I think after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm not rushing anything. We're all going through it.
Right.
We're all trying to figure it out. So I'm gonna just go to the beach. I'm just go to work and go to the beach and figure it out.
Yeah.
When
it first started, I was still in Georgia, and I was alone in the apartment. My roommate she was quarantining with her family in another city. So I had this nice apartment to myself. And so honestly, really like the first 2 weeks, I was like, I came home like the weekend when things shut down, because I was going to go to Jazz in the Gardens for my birthday. And I was here like the Thursday night, and by Friday, everything was canceled. And I was upset. But I went back up because I was supposed to start a rotation, and then that got canceled. And so I wasn't worried about the cancellations of things as much as I was like, okay, I still had to take the exam I took last year. And I was like, okay, maybe this is, God sent in a way for me. I can buckle down and study for this exam and take it as soon as everything opens up. I'm ready to go and take this exam. Girl, I went back home, and maybe like because then now there's no library for me to go to, and I don't really do well, or I didn't at the time do well studying at home. Now I've gotten used to it, because I can't study in this mask in public with my glasses, and then it fogs up and I can't. So I found myself after like the first 2 days just lounging around the house, Netflix after Netflix episode, and just like, I got really like that depressed, heavy feeling. I couldn't get anything done. I would get in the car and drive to Chick-fil-A and get food, and then come back, or drive, order food and just, eat and sleep. And then sometimes I was getting a little workout in there, but studying, that was like my big goal. Couldn't do it. But I didn't really, other than that, I didn't put any other pressures on myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, also, I kind of wanted to do the whole weight loss thing too, but that didn't happen much either, But yeah. So, I mean, it's
and I remember your birthday had hit you hard, because I remember
it was right at the beginning. Yeah. And I was supposed to go to all these events, and then
nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I remember
So, So I was just thinking about this, like, it was a lot of expectations versus like what your reality turned out to be, right? And then, so now, with things kind of, well, what did you said you ended up going to the beach.
Right.
And I joined along once I got here.
Right.
And then I found that I did a lot more outdoor activities than I used to do, like walking, outdoors, finding parks and stuff to walk and just, see. And I really enjoy that now. Like, I like to find a good park and walk or sit or, so yeah.
And where we had the picnic that time, that park, just going to the top of that park became one of my like spots during that COVID time. Whenever like I got into a mood or like sad about something, it was either the beach or there, or my backyard. You
you
with
have
some
a pretty cool
music,
backyard.
A drink. And and just kind of chilling out.
Something else that I noticed during like last year. So when I would go to some of these parks, I would notice a lot more families, people on their bikes, and even at the beach. And I was thinking to myself, were they always doing this and I just didn't notice? Or did this,
no, they weren't.
Bring them out to find a different way to spend time with each other outside the house?
I don't think it was really spending time with each other. I think it was a lot of people trying to find things for their kids to do.
Well, yeah.
The kids are inside.
Yeah.
I mean, and the funny thing you mentioned, I remember even when I would, on my way home from work, because, of course, it's like really quiet. I was still going into the office. But even while the roads were being quiet, I would see on my strip just these people just walking, riding bicycles, the kids dancing with their little things while they're on the sidewalk, and because no one's driving, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people walking up and down that road.
Yeah, a lot of people were getting outside. Yeah.
They even said the shelters. They emptied out the shelters too.
Really?
A lot of people adopted
I did
pets
not
during
know
COVID.
That.
Yeah.
Wow, that is incredible.
A lot of people adopted pets during COVID.
Shout out to the people that have have children and had children during that time, because I couldn't even take care of myself,
much less a whole child, right?
A child, and like, yeah, I mean, kudos to you.
And then having a child and not having your support system, because we're all quarantined. So
right.
Here you are raising a child, you can't, newborn, you can't get your mama, your auntie, your friend,
because some people still had to go to work.
Yeah.
Not everybody was able to stay home. Some people still had to go in sometimes of the week,
and then you're scared, right?
Yeah.
You're scared to bring people around your newborn baby.
Yes, that's true.
So it's just you and your baby in this house. So
yeah, that was, I feel like I don't know, maybe not everybody forgets, but I kind of forgot for a while what that really felt like, because eventually we kind of just started doing the things like being out, not like in crowds, but just getting out of the house.
Right. So I wasn't fully inside, but I wasn't fully outside. But I would still get to see some of my peoples, maybe not as much, but we would still all link up every now and then.
Honestly, like thinking about it, we've been pretty blessed through that whole situation, and so now that I've been saying before, now that they turned off the COVID, air quotes, and we're outside carefully. When I think back to last year, I was like, you know what, as soon as they say this thing is done, taking this darn mask off, I cannot deal with this. Right? But now, which one are you? Which one were you? Were you really?
Mask off,
you took your mask off? The CDC recommends, they seem to be retracting that now.
I do want to share something about that.
But they did say early, like a month ago, back in June or so, May, June, they said, if you're vaccinated, you can take your mask off, and then I don't know how they expected this honor system to work with human beings, whatever. But now, what have you been doing?
My mask is on. I'm at work it's on. If I'm at my desk, I'll take it off. But when people come to talk to me at my desk, I put it on.
Okay.
I'm still wearing masks in the stores.
Right.
That hasn't come off yet, although I'm in the stores now and
I see people. Yeah, people are not wearing. Yeah.
you know. But other than that, those are the only times I wear my mask. As soon as I get outside, or as soon as I'm going to my car to leave, I take it off.
I remember when they first said it's safe to wear masks outside, and I was like, who was wearing to take the mask off outside, like walking around outside? And I was like, who was wearing their mask walking around outside?
Because remember that point they were saying it was airborne. It was
no, but
in the
even
air.
in the beginning, and then but in the last few months,
I still to this day,
honestly,
if I walk down my street, I will still see people in their masks walking.
And then it kills me to see the people driving in their cars with their masks
I
on.
still see that.
I don't get that one.
Yeah.
I don't get it. If you're not a Uber or driver, I don't understand why you're in your car by yourself.
In your car by yourself. By yourself.
Anyway, okay.
But let me ask you, how has your life changed though after COVID? Like, do you see yourself doing anything different? Have you learned anything new about yourself? Like, how has your life changed?
I don't know if my life has changed more regarding COVID. I mean, I was always very careful with hand washing, and I was not like a super germaphobe. Like my sister, she was ready for a pandemic. She was always cleaning down everything. She's a nurse, so she would strip at the door. Didn't matter to her. But I was always, fairly conscious of what I was doing, not trying to touch my face, touch my mouth, whatever. So I continue to do that. So I don't know if anything has really changed drastically. I wish that certain things would stay, like restaurants and waiters wearing a mask.
I agree.
I'm sorry, for them to have to wear something like that all day in their job. But I feel like that could stay. You could keep that. But other than that, I don't really feel like anything has changed for me.
Even though when I see them preparing the subs at Publix, and I'm like, when I see them over the subs, and I'm like, yeah, and you're asking me what I want on my sub while over my sub, I think you should have on a mask.
Yeah, I agree.
But I guess change, I mean, in like anything, well, like for me, I'll use myself for example. A couple things that I realized or that changed for me, after COVID or during COVID. One, I realized that I wanted to learn more about boundaries.
Okay.
And putting those things in place for myself. Like, I know there was a big pressure on like people calling and checking up and all of that stuff that people were like ranting about on their social media. And I felt like at this point, I'm like, I don't care. Like I think now I'm more like, I have an I don't care vibe about certain things in terms of people and their expectations, or like, you didn't call me or you didn't answer my text, or like, I don't care. I'm doing something. I'm sleeping. I am busy.
Well, that explains that.
You can wait. Because I felt like before COVID, I was always waiting on people, right? Like I'm trying to do things and I'm waiting, and I felt like I spent my whole time waiting on people and doing things around people. And I realized that during COVID, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take my time when I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, there's a couple of things I learned. I wear gloves now when I'm pumping gas. I think I'm not so big on trying to do events anymore. I think I'm totally okay with not having to plan anything, but I still, have some ideas here and there. But and I think doing more, like not putting things off. Like I remember I always wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and it just never happened because I'm waiting. I wanted to go.
Did you buy the tickets already?
They haven't. I didn't see that they started saying no.
Girl,
I got you.
Oh.
I got you. We're doing this.
Okay.
We're doing it this year. Okay, so stay tuned for footage from that because we're going to Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's pretty much
What
it.
did you say you wanted to mention?
Oh, so I was at work today, and one of the directors from Memorial Hospital was coming by, and he's vaccinated, but he also had on his mask. And he was just kind of just casually just letting us know about like the variants and how things are changing, and that even people that are vaccinated are still getting, I guess they had a couple cases at a hospital in the past couple weeks. And he said the difference is the people that are vaccinated, it's not hitting them as hard, the variants, but he's seen how it's hitting people harder that are not vaccinated.
Okay.
And we were just casually talking, and some things that he brought to my attention I didn't think about before, but just that whole Broward County schools, they're opening, right? The kids are going back to school, and he's like, people are not thinking about that. The kids are all going to be around each other, and they're going to be like asymptomatic, so they're going to come back home with something, and there's a possibility that you're going to get it, or your elderly that you have at your home is going to get it, and that we're a home visiting program and we're going back in the homes. Well, they're back in the homes now. So he's like, fine, you're wearing your mask at work, but that means nothing because you're sitting here how many hours of the day and you don't have, he said some special thing on the lens.
The filter.
He's like, you guys don't have that. So you're here talking about masks, but that means nothing because y'all all breathing the same air, and it doesn't mask. He's like, it doesn't mean anything. If they're coming back from that home visit, seeing that family that's infected, they're coming right back into this office and spreading whatever it is. They have their kids at home that came from school. The high schoolers, the middle schoolers, they're bringing that into their house and bringing it right back to you guys here in the office.
Yeah, I've been feeling a little anxious about it again in recent times. I have, because it started to feel like things were getting normal, and then now you hear things like this, and so it's like, what do you even do at this point? Could you handle another lockdown?
I don't want another lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, we don't want it. Could you handle it?
I think I could, as long as the beach is open.
Yeah.
As long as I can still go to the beach.
Remember at the beginning they had locked down the beach too?
They did. As long as I can still go in my backyard.
You can.
As long as I still have a paycheck. I still want to be working. I still want my job. Then I think I could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been mostly home. I work from home now. I'm still studying. So, I mean, I could handle another lockdown if it were coming. What else are we going to do, really?
Yeah, I think I'd do it better this time around.
You think you'd do it better?
I think I would.
Okay.
I think this time around, I could think of things to do.
Well, yeah. If I'm done with this test in August, then I would feel freer to explore other things. If I'm not bogged down by another exam and like that's all my tunnel vision is, on. So.
Keep the beaches open, keep the parks open, and I could find something to do. I think I'd probably maybe do more road trips.
I don't think America is going to allow America to be locked down again, though. I
think so?
They're not going to stand for that again this time. I don't believe it. I don't believe they're going to be able to pull it off. So we'll see. But I just thought it was interesting, like, thinking about how things are different now and how we all, how they say you don't know what you're going to do until you're in a situation. So I was just thinking about it now, like, okay, now I wish I thought I was going to just throw all the masks away. Like, I was like, I'm not buying no more masks. Okay.
Now we're buying matching masks.
I'm still not buying no more masks, but I'm still wearing them.
I'm still wearing them. I'm wearing masks to match with what I'm wearing to work.
I'm not buying no matching masks. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's hope for the best. And hope everybody does what's best for them. You think you're gonna get vaccinated? Everybody should do what's best for them. And you
think you're gonna get vaccinated?
I think everyone should do what's best for them.
Okay. And with that said,
Yes.
Thanks for listening to the These Two Girls podcast. Please follow us on Instagram
At These Two Girls. It's these, the number two, and girls with a U. I haven't said that in a while.
right.
Yes, but These Two Girls on Instagram, These Two Girls Pod on Twitter, These Two Girls 954
On TikTok.
yes. Email us, these two girls podcast at gmail.com. We're also on Facebook. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, share with your
Share.
friends, share on your social media. Send us your feedback, comments. Let us know how you're liking the new content.
Thank you for listening.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.